So, welcome all of you to the second podcast of the series. And here we have none other than Sonesh Bharadwaj. And she's from India. And let me tell you something very good about her, that she's one lady who talks about female empowerment a lot. If you want to have some motivation, if you're worried sometime, and if you're not getting that what to be done next, then Sonesh is here. And let me tell you why I am so motivated while driving on the way to take this podcast is because of her. So this is the power of her motivation which you take over here. Now, if I talk about her, that what are her expertise? Then business coaching, life skill coaching, and leadership coaching are her expert area. So something which we don't know about Sonesh Bharadwaj is here, which we will understand from her. Okay, so welcome here, Sonesh Bharadwaj, to the second podcast series of Author Sally. And I, Shilpi Upadhyay, welcome you all to this. I'm the core committee member of this. And with me, I have Mr. Pradeep Shetty over here. So we too welcome you all. And I'm sure, again, this is going to be a podcast filled with energy, amazing learnings, and a lot of fun. So let's go ahead. Shall I shoot my first question to you, Mr. Sonesh Bharadwaj?
So before we proceed, thank you so much for such a wonderful and energetic intro, Shilpiji. And my gratitude towards Mr. Pradeep for inviting me for this wonderful show. Thanks a lot to both of you. And not to forget our lovely audience too.
Absolutely great. Thank you very much for that warm welcome which you have given, Shilpiji. Absolutely a great warm welcome. And thank you very much, Soneshji, for accepting that welcome. Okay, so let's go ahead. So Shilpiji, you can start, please. Thank you.
Okay. So one thing, Soneshji, I would like to know about you is, I know that you're an author, you're a leadership coach, you're a motivation coach, you're a business coach. What brings so much of versatility in you?
I think fantastic question to start this podcast on such an energetic note, right? Very relevant. So see, I'll tell you right from my childhood, I was a very, very dynamic, I would say kid. You know, I was not like a other normal kid who used to go for daily studies, come back to home and just be like, play with normal kids. I was always involved into multi-curriculum activities, I would say. Now, when I say multi, when I say debate, when I say extracurriculum, when I say, okay, there is something which is happening onto the social front, right from a very, very young age, I was involved into all those areas of my life. And I think that has given me that spark to do something when I'm capable of doing in the multiple arenas. And I remember, I think I think I was in ninth standard when my first show got aired up, and I was invited for the first speech on All India Radio to deliver it out. I was just in ninth standard, and immediately after that, I started writing for one of the leading newspaper as a column, and I was talking much more onto the social areas. People loved it, and every week I used to just, write it up for that particular column, and that has given me the boost that why should not I try my hands on writing? And that's how the whole journey has started. And now connecting back to your dot, that how I'm into so many areas. So I'm so much thankful to a lot of people in my life, because somewhere they have inspired me to take this journey ahead. Because as you know, after finishing engineering, and that too, I come from North. So, North traditional style of understanding and thinking after doing engineering is get a engineer job and have that corporate life. Or for a girl, it's always about get married and settle and all those of stuff. I was somewhere different here. I never wanted to get settled down at an age of, I was apparently 22. I felt life is much beyond that, just getting married and settling down, right? Let me explore that area, which I really wanted to. And I took a leap of faith, and then I started just exploring. Let me start my career at a right note. And I shifted myself to this beautiful city called Bangalore. City was new, people were new, culture, language, food, I think you name it, everything was new for me. So basically, I started the new chapter of my life. Now, here again, there was a twist. I had a technical job, which always, I would say, a fresh graduate engineer dream about. But then I have two choices. Do I want to be a typical engineer, hardcore engineer, sitting in front of a laptop, doing coding and do something which a normal engineers pretty much do? Or can I explore something which this particular beautiful city I was fascinated with? People come here for weather, but let me tell you, I found this city was amazing hub for me when it comes to exploring. And that's what exactly I did. I switched immediately my mind that I want to explore something challenging. And what was challenging? Direct marketing. So I switched my career right from engineering into sales and marketing. That was my very first turning point, which I started taking as a challenge. And I always love challenge because in my that whole journey, that has taught me a lot. And way back in 2007, Shilpaji, if you remember, that was the time of recession where people were actually struggling to get a job. I
And
come
world
from,
was
yes,
down, and everybody was like, now what is going to happen next? Very
absolutely. Absolutely. And my challenge was because I was into a new city. For me, the chances of looking to be successful or getting a job was absolutely nil because people always try to give you an advice. And, we always have this free advice board coming to us. So that was all thing. And people were saying, hey, you have gone completely blank in your head because a lot of my friends, my batchmates started saying, hey, you being a scholar, you should use your brain out. You already had a job. People are suffering through recession. Why can't you go and simply join this? Because there's a great opportunity. I said,
Absolutely.
no, my heart says, let me do something which probably I can explore and see to it. And they always try to give me this failure of feel of that failure. How will it be as an engineer?
Yes,
You will be failure. So
absolutely.
I think it was all good because that point of time I had nothing to prove to people. I was
Absolutely.
absolutely blank, even exploring myself what I'm going to do. But all I was knowing down to my heart that I'm a confident person. I'm a hardworking person. Probably my parents has given me a great education. Let me use that and see to it how I can turn out to be a better individual and something I can create which is unique, which make people feel proud, and which I can really do into a great, I would say, sort of career.
Absolutely. Oh, great. And nice to know that you are from Bangalore. I'm also from Bangalore, even
Great.
though my hometown is Udupi, just overnight journey from here. But it's nice to know that you came to Bangalore and you just love this place. And rather than being just like I too work in a corporate work that is for a US based company, $6.55 billion company. But the thing is, you went out totally to be a different personality, because whenever we come out of engineering, it's always that, get a good job in IT, paid well and nice, settle down, everything, the how, that, this, and everything, and just be your life. But what I understand, looking into your profile, that you have been, extraordinary. I can see, I have a question for you. You have been
Please.
featured in a couple of magazines. Example, it was one is Namaste India magazine. So I would like you to just focus on this about your different, writing in different magazine, as in maybe some topics or whatever the topic was. So can you just brief us about this journey? What made you write into the magazines? Okay, please.
Okay, I think very interesting. As I mentioned, like when I was in ninth standard, probably I started exploring because I was always a participant in debates or speeches, or that was like kind of core, I would say, my area of interest. So recently, what happened, like due to this whole corona situation, as you know, everybody was completely in their four boundaries, and people were literally thinking what we are going to. Honestly speaking, when this first lockdown started, I with my team was sitting because, as you know, I'm into training, mentoring, and coaching business. So my pretty much module system, if you name it, it works offline because I deliver my training modules from client location. And we all as a team was sitting, and my team was asking me a question, Sonesh, now what's next? Because our corporate houses are closed. I said, now time to chill. Let's go back to our hometown and celebrate holidays. And then they say, Sonesh,
Absolutely.
no, something needs to be done. I said, chill. I know situation is tough because we
Yes,
all have to
yes.
think. But see, I think that point of time, it was not about money. It was not about our business was completely shut down, because I remember my 6 of the projects I have to completely hold on. We couldn't move
Oh,
because a very next day when I was supposed to kickstart my project, it was a lockdown announced in
oh,
Bangalore,
okay.
and we were completely still. And they were saying, like, Sunesh, let's move it up online. I said, I do not know, because this is the new platform we are going to try, and let's see how it works. All we can do is finger crossed. Then
Absolutely.
what happened? My team, they said, Sunesh, think. I said, give me a day's time. Okay. Give me an overnight time. Let me think what I can do. And then
Right.
I received a message on my phone. Somebody was asking, hey, Sunesh, are you in Bangalore? I said, yeah, pretty much in Bangalore, because probably I feel I cannot move out of the city right now.
Yes.
And then they say, hey, I have something very great. Couple of my friends are looking out for your advice, because
Mhm.
as a coach, they always look out for somebody who can help them in unlocking certain areas of their life.
Mhm.
I said, okay, fine. Let me connect on a call. I got on a call, and luckily, these 2, 3 people also being writer. All right.
Oh, okay.
So they were
Nice.
amazing personalities. They were working as a corporate executive members, but
Mhm.
apparently, as a hobby, they were also into writing. And
Oh,
that's how we
wow.
started connecting. They called me for a different reason, but then we found a common sync of writing as a passion, right?
Mhm.
And they say, Sunesh, we love to write on this, and suddenly the idea clicks into my mind. Hey, probably let's open this online platform. Probably a lot of people like them have
Yeah,
common and share, and probably I can also kickstart and I can share my experiences. It can help a lot of people. That's how my entire journey started. And not only for the, must
absolutely.
say, India, I think I wrote for almost 5, 6 different magazines.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. Great. So it being said, the necessity is the mother of invention. So whenever
Absolutely.
that time comes, you feel that all the doors are locked. One fine day, you can see one ray of hope coming from one door, and you automatically, the universe, pushes you towards that. That's what I've seen myself. When I've been
Absolutely.
in certain many situations, especially the lockdown, when nothing was working, and where we'll get clients, and whom will we coach? We need to see
Right.
each other, and that too online. Oh my God! Now again, need to be active in social media and everything. Perfect,
Very true.
perfect.
Very
Great
true.
journey, great journey.
Thank
And we
you.
have with us Dr. Anjali, who is our core committee member. I can see that she has joined, but due to some reason, she cannot turn on the camera. That's fine.
All
So
right.
Anjali ji, I would like you to ask Sonesh ji any question, please. If you can come
Thank
on
you,
camera,
Pradeep,
that would be
sir.
great
No,
if
no,
you can.
actually, yeah, it's better. Actually, network issue, it's better that
That's
I
fine. That's
should
fine.
be
I,
off
I
camera.
understand.
Yeah. Uh,
Lovely. Good evening, Dr. Anjali.
Very good evening, and it's really, I appreciate your, that positive attitude towards that. Yes, every challenge is having an opportunity, and you avail it in a really a wonderful way.
Thank
So,
you.
see, Sanesh ma'am, I
Yeah.
just wanted to know one thing: how you will motivate the students to be as an writer, because many of them they want to pursue this particular thing,
Mhm.
or young budding writers to take this as an important assignment, not only as a part-time thing but as an important assignment. And what all skills is required while you are writing particularly a book or something,
Great
you being
question.
an yes. Yeah,
Uh,
please continue.
yes. Okay. Thank you for asking this wonderful question. I think for youth, it is highly important, especially right now, if I talk about, because currently the era, the modern generation I see, they are absolutely fantastic, probably in terms of speaking. But as far as the writing skills is concerned, I think they all have very tight hands, because they feel it's a very, very tough job to sit, write, and think, but yes, their brain runs really faster. But today we are into Google generation. Let me tell you, we use only 20% of our brain. I won't say even exactly 20%. It's 15% is the just marking number we are using. Though we are God gifted by such a wonderful, powerful machine with us called human brain, which can work out fantabulously, but somehow in technological era, we are too much dependent on Google. My sincere suggestion here for the entire young generation, because when I was a student, though I started writing as my passion, and that has given me so much clarity in my mind, whatever I wanted to express, because I believe writing is the best way to express your thoughts. Because currently, when I talk to a lot of young generation as a counselor, I always found lot of these young generation engineers, MBA candidates are confused actually where to move, how to move. That's the biggest problem right now. Though we have fantastic resources, we have
Absolutely.
best technology available, we have, I think, money wise also they are absolutely taken care by their parents. Education wise also they are doing fantabulously great. But as far as their independent skills are concerned, I think that's where they are lacking. And writing plays a very important role here to ensure that you get that power of expression. And I think writing plays it's just like that glue, right? When we have a gel or a glue, if you want to stick to something, I think writing plays that kind of role in your life. If you can develop somewhere that kind of practice, I won't say immediately get into a writing a book or think of writing. No, always start from writing small articles, because when you get the right confidence in you, that's how you push yourself to do certain bigger things in life. Because I have seen a lot of beginners, okay, they lose their motivation very fast when they are not able to receive the right motivation from their audience. And I think that pretty much sets them into a setback mode, and they feel, no, this is not my cup of tea. My dear friends, it's a journey. You are as wonderful as you feel, but only thing is you have to take somewhere that initiation step in your life. And don't worry about your failures, because failures, I believe, is the most important stepping stone towards success. Rather than just calling it, oh, I think I'm not capable, I have always taken this failure in my life, at least the most strongest pillar in my success. And I always turn out this, some when somebody tried to criticize me, somebody tried to give me a negative comment, I always receive as a positive blessing, because I always see it that what I can learn positive out of it. And that's why I was probably able to grow so much from inside, because when you start taking even criticism to the positivity, things turn out fantabulously for you. So for young Dr. Anjali, my suggestion here would be start writing from small. Use your platforms which are available online, platforms like we have Author Sally, a wonderful opportunity. I think people should come up, take a part into it, writing articles, submit articles. You might get rejected for once or twice, but when you submit it 3-4 times, you develop that skill automatically, and that confidence of bringing that article is very, very important to start the journey.
Thank you so much, Engineer Sonesh. That's wonderful, indeed, a quite insightful, thought. Definitely, we will work, and yeah, this is true that Author Alley is giving a good platform to all the budding writers to come forward and to showcase their talent. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you,
so
Dr.
much.
Anjali.
Thank you. Yes. Shilpiji, you can go ahead, please. Thank you.
Okay, so Suneshji, after hearing your answer of first question, I could find that there are many things which are in common, among us. Like I have been also a narrator at Vivid Bharati, and I have been narrator there for 1 year. And also the way you have explored, changed on the things, visualize that what has to be done, what not has to be done. So I was one person who has been always told about you cannot stick to a thing. You cannot stick to a thing. But yes, I cannot stick to a thing till the time I don't find that this is absolutely for me. So that is the kind of attitude you had and you explored. And I'm so very happy to hear that from you.
Thank
Then
you.
one thing which you have said very good is that till the time we don't start working, till the time we don't get criticism, we will not be able, we will not be in a situation to identify that what all things can keep us moving and what are areas for improvement. So that is a point of learning. I would like you to repeat that line once more before I go ahead with my question. So if you can repeat that once more, I want that everybody to please take it in double quotes as a learning.
So criticism, when we talk about, I just want to elaborate it because you have asked me such a wonderful way. Let me elaborate this particular statement for everybody who is listening us here. See, when I say criticism, a lot of people just, run away when people start giving them negative comments. Especially on social media, we all time see people get trolled, or people somewhere get this FOMO mode. I mean, fear of missing out when they don't get the relevant comments, or probably when they don't get the relevant likes from people from where there is a massive, I would say, expectation, right? That puts pretty much people into the state of mental dilemma. What is happening? People don't like me, or people like me, or probably I'm not good, or I'm not up to the mark, right? And this somewhere plays a very, very negative role in their life. My suggestion here is, never ever take that as a negative. Always consider it like this: when people are not commenting, means there is a space of improvement for you, right? And let me tell you, people who really are good, intellectual, and knowledgeable, it's not necessary that they will put their comments every time, but they're observing you. Please understand. And
Yes.
at the right time, they always appreciate you, because it has happened with me so many times on social media platform. Because I was never been an active, I would say, social media member 2.5 years ago. It was pretty much, on and off kind of thing, because I was too much involved into offline things. But then when I took this journey, I got a fantabulous, I would say, response from my lovely audience. They've always appreciated me. But then I always have a couple of people who were also straight, and I'm so thankful to all of them that they were so straight, because that has helped me a lot to improve in my space. But that can only happen when your positive mindset is there towards those people. Never ever start cutting down people. I've seen we start cutting those people, who gives us negative comments, and we always try to just distance ourselves, thinking that these are not good people. Let me tell you, people who are more straightforward, who are transparent, and who are knowledgeable, and if something negative coming from their end, I always consider that yes, somewhere I'm at a mistake. Let me figure out how I can work and improve in that space. And when you go with this intention, you will never have that wrong feeling about people. You always welcome people, because
True.
eventually people who think good about you, they always care about you. If tomorrow, let's say, you being my very good friend, you come, hey Sonesh, this is not right, definitely I'll put my ear on it. That if it is coming from Shilpi ji, or Pradeep ji, or Dr. Anjali, because these are the people who are connected to me, they always want me to grow. So why not to consider?
Very correct. So putting your hair out and having that positive mindset is always going to improve you. This is one learning which you have highlighted. That is why I wanted you to highlight that point. Okay, so now it's my time to ask you the question. So
Please.
here in your profile, I got to know that you hold numerous designations as Global Ambassador, Advisory, Board Member, Active Mentor, and Director at various NGOs. So now I would like you to, guide our various podcasters who will be as an audiences with us. There might be people from various age group, from youth also, and from our age group also. Probably we would like to understand that how we can associate with various embassies or with various organizations where we can represent ourselves. What is the right way to, we can attach with NGOs, but then at times we attach with NGOs who work for some months or 2 months, or who just work for media to post something, but that is not the real working.
True.
So how we can associate with embassies, various government advisories, and NGOs? I think you will be the right person to answer this question. So
Okay.
if you
Yes, Shilpiji. So, see, as far as the NGOs and the non-government organizations are concerned, to be very honest, even I was very clear. I wanted to work with somebody whose agendas are very, very clear in terms of what they wanted to contribute to the humanity or society. Because, see, NGOs, when we talk about, it's nothing I'm talking to blame anybody, but yes, sometimes we get certain minds that who might start at a very different thought process, but then the entire turnaround, or if I say outcome of that entire process, does not lead to the right meaningful outcome. So that was slightly a disappointing factor for me, and after this, probably it was a biggest learning even for me, that where I should associate myself, where I should start putting my time, because I work very closely with NGOs who are actually into HIV, cancer surviving patients, women rights, and basically for kids education. Because I am so passionate to work with them, and especially my Saturdays, Sundays, whenever I get time, I always, try to do some something and contribute through my education, how I can help them. So this is something which I always wanted right from my childhood, and probably right now I have a lot of platforms, and I think I'm blessed enough to just go and just, openly help out people with both my hands through my education, through my experience, through whatever in best possible way I can guide them, either through taking
That
their career next.
I
Shilpi
said
ji,
one common platform we are sharing also year to year.
yes, that is one. Apart from that, there are very good platforms also which we have, where people are literally working towards the right cause. So here my first thing is, whenever you are associating yourself with an NGO, please be mindful of, are you in sync with that particular cause or not? Because every individual is different and our area of interests are going to be different. Like, let's say, as I mentioned, I love to work for kids and women, especially, who feel very helpless, hopeless, because they have been abandoned from their family, or they have been left out with the alcoholic, kind of husband association. There are a lot of mental traumas these people go through, and it is so weird for me sometimes to see their mental health condition. And let me tell you, they are well capable, they are well educated ladies, right? They're not somebody who comes from, say, about 8th or 10th grade, and somebody who's just, no, they are MAs. I have found BAs ladies, right, who have done their bachelors of art. They were working, but somehow the entire condition of the family has put into so much of mental stress, trauma, that they were forced to get into NGOs. And currently they look out for right mentors, they look out. So that is the cause. So when I connect my direct contact, my direct connect with them, to just heal them at the mental level first, because I believe physical hurt can be cured by medicines, but mentally, if you are feeling sick, automatically your physical pain will be a lot. So mental healing is very, very important and essential. So my suggestion here, let's say, Shilpi ji, you love to work with mental health people, right? So try to find out NGOs who are very active in that particular segment, and see to it for how many months or years they have been very active. Because as very rightly pointed out by you, some people, they start in a very josh and in a very, very good format initially, but over a period of time, due to some of the reasons or contradicts or conflicts, they might end up by winding up the project. That does not make any sense,
True.
right? So if you are looking out for a long term to associate with NGOs, always just talk to the right leaders there, whosoever is probably leading that NGO. Try to understand the clarity, what's their vision, what's the mission. Are they looking out for somebody to connect with them on a long term basis, or is it something they are just doing as a project basis? So accordingly you can connect yourself. So similarly, like as you mentioned, very right, Ear to Hear is one platform where they are doing fantabulous job, I think, in terms of mental health. Similarly, we can have writing, people who are passionate about writing. Let me tell you, writing for me is a therapy. How? Simple way. Because a lot of people don't have this power of expression, because they feel we are not good with communication, or we can't go and communicate directly with a lot of people. So I always suggest them, please write. Because when you're writing, you are free completely, because nobody is watching you, and you dump out that complete thing on a piece of paper and you read it, you feel so relaxed,
Very
right? So this works like, for me, it's a therapy. And I always suggest a lot of my even students and corporate individuals whom I mentor, because a lot of them come with this mental block. Sonesh, how to write, how to speak? I said, don't do anything, don't get panic. First of all, whatever you have in your mind, whether it is right or wrong, don't think. Just think, you have a paper pen, sit on your desk and think nobody's watching you. Don't even allow your wife or husband also near around you. Write down everything on the paper and flush it out.
right.
Absolutely. I think I can connect over here. Sorry to interrupt. I
Please.
remember studying about Bruce Lee when I was studying his, the life story, where he mentioned that anything was disturbing him, anything, maybe family related or maybe his other colleagues or anything like that. What he used to do is that he used to put everything pen down, 1, 2, 3, 4, write it down, burn it, take a lighter, burn it, and just put it into the toilet and flush it. So what
Flush.
he used to say his therapy was, the flushing from the toilet is flushing from your mind. So whatever is
Absolutely.
there, which is jumbling and everything, disturbing you here and there. Even I tell my clients that they need to pen down, like journaling. Just put
Right.
everything, whatever is coming in your mind, 5, 10, 20, And there are only three, or finally, when we identified, there was only 3 or 4 major issues which runs throughout your mind for 90% of the time, which keep disturbing you, just like किसी को pin माना, just putting pins again
Yes.
and again. So you really get disturbed. So
Right.
absolutely, I connect with you. And also regarding therapy, just
Yes.
the first podcast which we recorded, Shilpiji, you remember that
Yes.
Dr. Vineet Gera, he said this writing is a therapy. And I asked
Yes.
him how, and he explained us. So I really connect with you. Absolutely. What a great, this thing you have given, a great slogan, I would call. And throughout this journey, I could mention that there were 3 or 4 slogans which I going to capture and highlight in all our social media. That's absolutely from Sonesh Bharadwaj, that this was the caption which was told to us. And even the clips, we'll cut down the clips and post it in various social media, because that would be a great empowerment to all of us. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much. Yeah, over to you, Shilpiji. Go ahead.
Yes, I was telling that also in our 3 days program of author study, there was a topic took by Dr. Sakshi Singh, that was writing is a therapy. So where
Yes.
about this only, that writing is a therapy.
Yes,
Okay,
it is.
whatever you told me, Suneshji, it is very good. Like we spoke about NGOs and you told that it is just like fantastic. And the way you said that, let's identify the purpose first. That what is the purpose of NGO and how are we associating with that purpose? That is very important to understand, because till the time we do not have any purpose in our life, we are not going to gel up with this. So the second part of question was mine, that how people can associate with embassies and everything. If you can please throw some light on that also, I think it is going to turn very, very valuable.
Okay, so when we talk about embassy, see, this is something which falls under the category of high profile area, right? First, we need to understand the kind of contacts we do have in our circle. Are we using those contacts to the right meaningful approach or not? Because see, I'll tell you what is the concept right now on social media. On a daily basis, we might be having in our profile, let's say you have 5,000 people whom you have added on your FP. Honestly speaking, out of 5,000, how many are the active members? Even you don't know. You can hardly count them on your fingers. 4 5 people will be directly engaged with your post, but we feel so happy and fascinating and so social about it. Hey, I have 5,000 followers. I always tell people it's
Can
not.
I,
Yes, yes, Shilpiji.
it might help you to elaborate your answer, because I could make out what you're trying to say. Recently, I went for a vacation, and I met someone there. I don't know who was she.
Okay.
And when when I posted one, I did not posted all my pics, but few of my pics, like with my daughter and all, I posted. So I got a message from the same lady that, okay, so you was there at Bhatta Falls. I was thinking that somewhere, but who are you? I was not like. And till date, I do not know that who was that lady who has
Yes,
mentioned. So this is the kind of circle we are creating, but we
true.
don't know actually who are there. So I'm sure this will help you to elaborate.
Yes. So what happens? Even I have a very small incident here to share. So what happened last year? I was traveling for 2 of my wonderful award shows. I was in Noida and I was in Lucknow, being invited by one of the very top university there. Okay, so there were a lot of group of people who were apparently knowing me because they have keep hearing me out on different platforms, and they were very well versed. And apparently, as I mentioned on social media, because they have been to my LinkedIn profile, they have been to my Facebook, and we keep connecting people here and there, right? And once they met me personally, they said, we heard your that program, we have seen your that interview. It was so lovely for me to hear from these people that by name, by face, I don't know these people. And the best part for me as a coach was that people end up by giving me a statement, Suneshji, you're that comment, you're that outcome, we remember and we start implementing. I think that's called you are really uplifting the society. See, more than saying hello and hi, if we can add value to people's life, I think that's the biggest achievement for any mentor, any coach or trainer, because we as a coach or mentor, we always feel at least something we are doing better for the society. Though the platforms are absolutely free, people can access from anywhere. And I really feel good when people access while they are traveling. I remember my last of the workshop, I was taking it out on spirituality at workplace was my topic. Okay, because I talk very deep about spirituality. My concepts I always try to embed into corporate work culture, because corporate guys are the ones who suffer a lot, and they always complain me, Sunesh, I don't have time. I always tell, Boss, it's not about time. It's all about priorities, because we all have 24 hours, whether we talk about the best VVIP or we talk about the flop VVIP, right? Everybody has 24 hours in life. All we need to understand is how we are using those 24 hours is something which you have to plan. Don't complain about number of hours. Don't complain you are too busy. If that's your priority, you will do it. For me, it's something like that. When we are heavily sick, what we should do, we should sit in the temple and do puja, or we should go immediately to the doctor, obviously, right? So that's something, presence of mind, we have to use.
Yes.
Irony of life is here, till
Yes.
nothing happens to us, we keep giving ourselves an excuse. Nahi kar lenge, kal kar lenge, all that kind of good
Yes.
polished excuses we give to ourselves.
Yes.
And then when things are completely out of control, then we see, no, 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 I wish I could have done that quite earlier. Now I said, what is the point of regretting right now?
Yes.
Isn't it? So
Yeah.
certain things, I believe, if we can slightly become disciplined in life, life is beautiful. So you stop, first of all, complaining about life. There's nothing to complain. It's all about learning, learning, and learning.
Absolutely. There is a movie too, Life is Beautiful.
Life
It's
is
very,
beautiful.
very, very beautiful movie. Very nice movie. Great.
Absolutely. Because I believe when we switch this mindset, no, because first of all, take your mind from this excuse making format. Get out of this. So your question, Shilpiji, as how to connect with embassies, I was trying to say. So on our social media, you will find a lot of people are connected. So first of all, try to identify which sort of profiles you have been connected. Because directly connecting with embassies definitely will be slightly challenging. All I say is people who are already in that linking lane of yours, first contact them, because they can always help you. I won't say everybody will help you, but let me tell you, everybody is also not bad. It's all about, we have to have a positive frame of mind. And when your intentions are good, I always believe one or two people, good people, you'll get like an angel in your life who definitely show you some sort of, ray of light towards that.
Absolutely.
Right? So this is one. Secondly, there are good platforms like LinkedIn. As you know, it's a very, very premium, I would say, professional platform right now to operate on. You'll find a quality people to connect directly, because all the VVIP profiles you'll find, they are there. They might not be commenting on a lot of posts, but they are very good observers. So let's say you wanted to connect to some embassy for some particular thing. You can post some article there, you can post something, and if it sounds relevant to the kind of work you are looking out to connect through embassy, definitely they will mention in the comment section, and then you can connect from there.
Absolutely. Great
That's
ideas.
another way. Yes, yes. So it's all about, you're creating the bonding, you're connecting with the right people, and you are creating the right meaningful series of contacts for you. Because I always believe it's not about quantity of people on your social media handle which matters. It's all about quality of people which is going to matter. I'm a kind of person who's never been a believer of 5,000 number. I love to work with those 5 excited people who really believes in uplifting people, because that makes sense. Eventually, having 5,000 people, again, these 5 people only will be keep posting comments, right? So rather than having a quite superficial number, just have only those 5 quality people in your life, because they add a lot of colors to your life.
Very true.
Thank you. Shilpiji, I have a question for Sonesh ji. Can I go ahead?
Gee.
Thank you. So I did see that you work with a lot of business people. You are a business coach. You help a lot of entrepreneurs, and I also see that you have won several entrepreneurship awards. So during this COVID time, even a couple of my colleagues who are into business and various other businesses in different parts of India, especially in Mumbai, they said they did not have business and all those stuffs. And as you're talking about going through some mental challenges, so many people, they had to borrow loan to pay off their employee. They couldn't pay even their employee's salary. They had to put their gold out there and various other things. So since you are a business coach and you must have gone through this phase, so can you give a gist, maybe in 2 to 3 minutes, as to how did you make them come out of that mental trauma during this COVID time? If you have got some good testimonials and all those things, can you just brief us about it? What is the therapy you used? I mean to say, what is the solution you gave them easily? Because business people, they are very sharp, and they would not agree for do meditation, do 1 hour, 3 hours meditation, go to Himalayas and all those things. They are not going to take it.
Very
so what
true.
is the thing what you suggested?
I think very, very practical question, and I love to answer this question. And let me take from here like this. Even I had a team with me who was working. So if I take my example here, first I want to proceed with my example because that might elaborate the whole scene. So what happened, as I mentioned, that the very next day of the lockdown, I already have my 6 projects shut down completely. And I was sitting and my team was asking, Sonesh, now what's next? And for me, the biggest question, very rightly pointed out, because when you are paying to your people and suddenly you put a full stop, you never think about
Yes.
you think first about their family and their well-being, because they were completely dependent on that salary, right?
Yes.
So my first worry was how your family is going to survive, because that has to be first taken care.
Yeah.
Forget about what we will be earning, but let's first take care of our families, because that's the most important part right now.
Yes.
And I think I'm blessed to work with a couple of good people, because they have been working since very long years with me, and probably they know my style of working. I'm a kind of transparent entrepreneur who does not believe into fake news, right? If I have 1 rupee, I tell them, boss, I have 1 rupee, let's share it.
Correct.
That's my way
Absolutely.
of operation. I don't believe into hiding concepts as long as it does not make any sense. And somewhere I feel when you're transparent with your people, I think people have a huge respect towards you, because they can trust you blindly, because they know one thing back of their heart: our leader will at least not cheat us.
Absolutely. That's
Right?
right.
So I was very honest. I said, see, look, I cannot pay you guys from next month because you already know we are completely at zero. And their reply was, Sonish, who is asking you salary first of all? It was so sweet of them because they had
Yes.
trust, but apparently back of my heart it was always no. I think because my principle was always that I pay my people on time, and I make it a point, whosoever is involved with my work, they have to get paid first on time. That's my rule. Whether I take or not, that's secondary, but first, yes, because they're dependent. So
Absolutely.
I said, okay, see, we cannot do anything much here, because money wise, we are completely right now standing at zero. Think
Mhm.
like this is a new chapter of our life, which we have to start. Okay.
New
And
episode. New episode. Yeah.
absolutely. And think like we are into
Yeah.
the new avatar.
Yes.
And they all said, Sunesh, are you teaching us something? The same point they come up with. Are you teaching us meditation? Because they know I'm too much into spirituality too. They said,
Yes.
Sunesh, I think we have to be practical. I said, yeah, I'm going to talk very
Yes.
practical now.
Practical. Yes.
Yes. So I said, see, look, money wise, if we are going to drill our brain, I think we are not going to do justice to anything, because everything is
Mhm.
shut down. Let's accept the practical facts.
Mhm.
So, money wise, probably if you're looking out corporates, hunting out, going here and there, probably you will only waste your time. Let's not even look into it. We have knowledge. Can we share it? Let's think about it. They start saying, yes, Sonish, we can do it. You're a good speaker. You can go. I said, see, I don't like sitting in front of laptop screen for 12 hours, but probably something let me do. Probably this is the call right now. People need help and people really love what I talk, and it can add value to people's life. Let me at least start from here and let's see what we can create. Honestly speaking, I just starting doing such kind of programs just for a pilot test.
Okay.
My intention was just to help people, just to share my knowledge, because being a speaker, we can't sit down idle, and especially after 17 years of experience and working with people, you cannot sit at home.
Yeah,
So I was
absolutely. Just
like,
like the old, our senior people also, like our parents. So
absolutely.
you cannot make them keep quiet. They will be speaking something or the other.
Right. And I said, I love interacting with people. I cannot sit like idle here. So, what I can
Absolutely.
do, I have knowledge. So, let me see. I have something called laptop or phone. Honestly speaking, that point of time, I had just my phone operating because my laptop got some issue. I said, okay, let me operate from phone. I decided I'll only engage on my phone for about an hour or two, probably deliver my one hour of program, and rest of the day I'll relax. Somehow, within 2 days, I got so many inquiries. People wanted to cover on their shows, on their platforms. The whole stretch of 2 hours become almost 11 hours a day, because I was
Oh,
non-stop got engaged into a lot of national, international summits, conferences, my
great.
individual talks. Everything was moving, and that was keeping my mind so busy. I said, I think everybody is looking out for this platform. And that's how I got connected to so many great personalities. And I think that's the connect which we started. Slowly, we built the whole base. And then after say about 2-3 months down the line, I told my team how you all guys are feeling right now. They said, so Sonesh, apparently we are so much engaged, but without earning a single rupee. I think, how do you feel now? They feel forget about anything, we feel a lot of satisfaction. Inner satisfaction is there because we are contributing something. I say this is the best satisfaction. You have to take a lesson from life.
Perfect. Perfect. Great.
Because everything we cannot do for money, and probably right now it's time to give back to whatever we have learned in life. So
To
let's do
society.
that work.
Okay. Great.
So that's how I
Absolutely.
started. Now, coming and connecting to your business owners, because they are slightly onto a sharp mind, and I got a lot of clients like that. They were asking, Sunesh, I'm planning to shut down my business. I only asked them one point. Okay, shut down, but what will you do after even shutting down? Do you feel your debts will be lower down, or you feel that you will be again able to revamp your business? They said, no, I think probably I have to shut down this dream of having a business. I said, can you just trust me for about a 1 month or 2 month? I straightforwardly asked them this question because I
Okay.
cannot go with them, do this, do this, do this. Because
Yeah,
first
they
of all,
won't.
their
They
mental
won't
block.
listen. Yes, they won't.
Absolutely. I asked, you have been taking my advices, my suggestions for a very long time. Do you trust me? So it's time for me to just test how do you trust, how much trust you have on me. They said, why are you asking this question? I said, I know it's fairly sound, probably a slightly tick point to you, but you have to answer. Then they said, yes, definitely we trust. That's why we are talking. I said, okay, great. So for 2 months, what do? You just train your team on whatever skill set you feel they were lacking.
Okay, internal training to
Internal
them.
training.
Okay.
Yes,
Maybe a person is good in accounts, but he's not good in marketing or telecalling. You train them in
absolutely.
telecalling. That's what you mean to say. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Multi skills.
I said, just sit with your entire team. And
Okay.
for next 2 months, you as a team should focus on learning environment.
Perfect.
And you should be involved with your team. You should not behave like a typical boss who comes, reports, and leaves the office thinking that people will do. See, I'm not doubting your people, but right now your people need your physical presence and mental presence there, because
Perfect.
their morale has to be built up, because the situation is very, very tough.
Absolutely.
So, the ideology here was just to bring out that whole mindset of money, 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 to doing something where your action is required right now more than money, because you
Absolutely. Thank
cannot
you.
generate money immediately.
Yes, yes, I do understand. Thank you very much for that advice. So I hope the entrepreneurs over there who are listening to this podcast, they got a gist of how to be, what to do during special times when you don't have anything on the outside, no business. You can train your own people for multi skills. Okay. So looking into the
Absolutely.
time, we can go with ahead with more two questions. So I would like to ask maybe Dr. Anjali or Shilpiji, do you have any questions before I go ahead with the last two questions which I have?
Anjali, will you like to take on the question?
Yeah, Anjali ji, do you have any questions? Mhm. Fine. You can go ahead, Shilpi ji, please.
Okay. So Sunesh ji, what here is I have been trying to gauge your journey, like from your class 9 standard till the time we came up with recession, and then we came up with COVID, and then again, you know, you're muted. You're muted, Mr. Pradeep. You're muted, Pradeep sir.
There is some static in your voice, something like that. Maybe if you want to hold the phone along with the mic, do you want to do that?
Okay. Give me a minute. Give me a minute, please.
Sure, that's fine. So by the time I would like, Sonesh ji, as to one thing you said about the women's. So what are the, what are you ready, Shilpi ji?
If you are
Okay,
going,
fine. No,
continue.
no. I'll take it later. I have two questions. I'll take it later. Fine. Go ahead.
Okay. So I was saying that I have been going through your journey, and I must say that this journey is from your class 9 till your recession times, then your COVID, and then coming till today. So when we talk,
That's fine. Kids are there. That is fine. That's okay. We can understand.
Yeah.
am I audible clearly?
Yes.
So okay. So I wanted to understand that this journey, when this comes, and when we are talking about motivation, when we are talking about meditation, then there is one more thing which needs to be talked about, that all these things which are setbacks in our life, though you got that very good opportunity during your COVID, that you have been working, and from 2 hours you tend to 11 hours of working. But not everybody could get that opportunity. And I must tell you, when every time, we talk about motivation, we talk about seeing various videos of motivation, we talk about, uh, you know, telling that these are the tips by which you can be motivated. And in fact, like you, me, we are the people who talk about these things. But then this does not actually work every time,
True.
and probably we even get disheartened sometimes, but then this is our quality, and which is making us stand here, that we get up ourselves, we move ahead, and we keep moving. But then what about the general people, like the public who is hearing us? What is one thing which can help them to revive? I know meditation is one of the parts, but then two things I would like you to talk about. One easiest way of meditation, which can be done anytime, every time, and by any means. Second, what is that one liner you can add on in everybody's life which can help them to gear up? Because not every time you can be in the same mood or the same wavelength. So that I
True.
would like.
Very brilliant set of questions you have brought it here, Shilpiji. And very rightly pointed out. See, everybody don't get such kind of platforms. That is very true. Because I also found in my journey, there were a lot of people who were just asking like, hey, you can speak, probably we can't. They have this mental fear back of their
Yeah,
head. And
absolutely.
let me tell you, I shared my journey with them. Hey, I was not a social media person, please understand. I'm a kind of person who love talking to people, but I feel today it is more important than on my social media, how do I look on camera, can I speak perfect? I think people need that mental support, and that's why I'm here. I'm not here just to show my skills on camera or something, how do we look. No, that's
Absolutely
absolutely
not.
not the agenda.
Yes.
When I talk to them on that level, let me tell you, they feel okay, we are talking to a common person who probably has come out from the same crowd. That is point number one. So as a coach, what I do, I always try to make people feel very easy talking to us. First of all, they should not have this gapping system, because the moment we have a gap, or we start giving somebody a projection, hey, I'm somebody who is very well talented, who is grown up to that level, and who has done so many things, they automatically develop this mind frame that probably only this person can do because this person is blessed. Honestly speaking, there is nothing called a concept of blessing. It's all about we all need to do daily hard work.
Yes. Yes.
Today you see just the successful face of probably whatever small success I have, but I know how much hard work I have done for last 17, 18 years to come down to this day of my life.
Yeah, I remember
Right?
the story. Yeah, there was a rich person who wanted to give his, his property and his daughter to, in whoever crosses that swimming pool. So one person jumps and he crosses and he comes out, and he was so happy. Everybody was chatting, "Oh wow, great, everything." And
Yes.
finally, he just asked me, "Who pushed me inside it?" Because the thing was, there was various, there was scorpion, there was snakes, there was spiders, all that poisonous things were there, and nobody was ready to go. Somebody pushed him. Finally, he
Right.
came out.
Yes.
he,
So
he got his daughter and also the property, but he was asking, "Who pushed me? First, tell me
who
that."
pushed me? Right. He wanted to probably hug that guy, give him
Yeah.
roses, right? So something of that sort, Shilpiji, because I found it's not people are not talented. Let me tell you, this is my observation talking to people on daily basis so much. I realize people are talented, people are gifted in so many ways, but somewhere this mental block is there in their mind. Just give me a minute.
Any mother or any lady cannot escape from this. I know it for sure. If you're a mother or if you're a lady, other than your job or work responsibilities, you have a lot of other responsibilities.
I'm so
And when
sorry. Yeah.
so, actually, I am so proud of being a lady or a female, because other than job or work, we have a lot of other responsibilities on our head. And that is what a lady
Very
is.
true.
That is why I say a lady can go to other person's house, but
True.
that other person, that male, doesn't come to your house, because that is a quality we have.
Yes. So connecting back onto that question. So first thing, you always give people a mental peace of mind, stating that I'm also a common person and you are also a common person. Probably the difference between you and me is not about education or not about the background. It's all about starting from somewhere. Because as very rightly pointed out by Pradeep sir just now, that he was looking out for that person who has actually pushed him. he was not mentally ready. So something of that sort has probably helped, happened with me also during COVID time, because people started asking, hey, we want to do this, we want. I said, okay, if I have the right knowledge about it, why not to share with people if it is helping out people? And that's the only concept I jumped into it. It was never been a kind of concept in my mind, I want to be a social influencer or want to be so popular. No, not at all. Even till today, I don't get into all this, right? Because ideology and clarity of mind is very, very important. And I believe a great personality is always someone who can make, or who can make a common man to feel like, I want to talk to this person again and again, without showing how much you have achieved in life, how much you have grown in life, how many titles and awards you have in life. I think that's all your hard work. That is like, good job done by you. I think that's the reward given to you. Appreciate it, but
Yes.
never ever try to show these things as a overpowering thing, especially to common people or people who are below in learning than you, because then you cannot uplift people.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? So I always try to give them that kind of space, that hey, come, don't feel like I'm so and so, I'm nobody, I'm just like a common Sonesh. You can always come and speak to me, just open heart. And when you give that kind of space, I think people have more respect, trust, and they feel more connected to you. That's what exactly I did. Coming down to your second question, Shilpiji, what people should do. Now, what is something I did and which has fantabulously worked out for me, probably can work out for a lot of people also here. So let's say if everybody cannot come on a social media platform and talk like this because they have somewhere fear, or they don't have the available resources, or some and the other challenge, right? All they can do is something which they love. Let's say you love dancing, you love painting, you love gardening, something which you can do in your house. Let's say you are a typical housewife who does not step out at all. Even for them, I suggest, don't restrict yourself. If you love singing, you are standing in your kitchen preparing food, sing your heart out. Tell your husband to put ear pluggings if he's so much afraid of hearing you, right? It's absolutely okay.
Absolutely. Good idea. Yes.
Right? Do something which you love, because your heart has to get opened. Your heart has to be expressive, because the more and more you are going to take inside your heart, let me tell you, today people don't die with diseases. They die much more of, I would say, emotional void in their heart,
Yeah. Absolutely.
because they don't find anybody to talk, they don't find anybody emotionally connected. People are superficial. We have everybody in life, but irony is we don't have anybody with whom we can go and share our heart says out.
Very true.
So I always tell them, if you don't find anybody, I think my best friends are my books and writing. That's
Same
what
here.
exactly
Same
I
here.
do.
Yes. Yes.
When I don't
Absolutely.
find anybody, I do certain very weird thing which people feel means night 2:30. I just put my music on, put my ears on, and if I want to dance, I do it in my room. My mom will be like, "What's happening? Is there an earthquake?" I said,
Yeah.
"No, cool down for 10 minutes. Let me dance."
Yeah.
Right?
Even
So
sometimes I also put the, I mean, let's say, reading light and start reading. So, भाई क्या हो गया भाई रात को क्यों पढ़ रहे हो क्या बात है एग्जाम तो नहीं
yes,
है
yes. Sometimes they ask. I remember my one of the book. I was writing the article midnight 2:30. I was sitting in my balcony with my cup of tea, and my neighbors, they were like, "Didi, क्या हो गया आज रात को 2:30 बजे क्या याद आ रहा है?" Literally, I was writing an article because that was a romantic write up I was writing. Okay, I was just looking at the moon and the stars, and I was trying to get the idea. That was my ideology behind writing it, because writing is, again, when you're writing, you have to be completely into it, otherwise you cannot do justice. That's what my format of writing. So my neighbor next day, they were asking, आप क्या कर रहे थे रात को? तारे गिन रहे थे, चांद देख रहे थे, क्या कर रहे थे? चाय भी पी रहे थे? मैंने बोला हाँ, कुछ ऐसा ही कर रही थी मैं.
yes
So it's okay, sometimes it's all about just to feel you very special, because I believe you should first of all be very happy in whatever you do. For me,
absolutely
it's not about I'm a working woman or I'm a housewife. For me, you are a woman and you are powerful. Please, embrace that journey of being a woman. I think it's a blessed way.
thank you very much for that Shilpi ji. I have the final 3 questions. We need to look into time too, right? So we are almost coming to the end of the show, maybe another 3-4 minutes. So any questions for you, Shilpi ji, for you?
I do not have any question, but yes, I have something to say over here, if time permits, Pradeep.
Yeah, please. That's fine. No, yes.
Okay, so because he's a timer, so we need to have his permission.
No, that's
Yes.
Please.
Okay. So, yes, very true, Soneshi. When you say that you need, when you're coaching or when you're training someone, you need to be part of them. You know,
Right.
when a group connects with you and when you become their part, then only things turn up, and which I have been seeing in my journey also. When I connect with my students, when I connect with my, clients, then they are very, free to open up. You'll not believe that sometimes we even get to know that they have been molested by their father or by their brother or
Mhm.
by their uncle. So by the time of this journey, they come up and they, open up. And recently, in my university, a student was there who had been searching for me since long. And I was not sure that why he's searching. I thought he might be having some doubts about the subject. And he sat with me for an hour. And he just told me his journey from his childhood till today. And he is right now, confused about his identity, that what is his identity. And he wanted me to figure out for him, obviously, which I cannot do and which I never wanted to do for him,
Mhm.
because this was his choice, that how, when he lost his mother, what has happened, what was the thing. So this is a kind of connect is very important when you want to train and change lives of people.
True.
Because if you want to help someone, if you want to change life of the people, you need to make them your part, your family. Then only things work.
Very, very
So
important.
so this is very right, which you have actually pointed out, that to be a mentor, to be a coach, you need to be part of that person's life. You need to give them.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great. Thank you. And one question for you, last 2, 3 questions. One thing is that in future, Dr. Soneshji, if we want to invite you to the Author Allies program, where we can invite a couple of businessmen or entrepreneurs or something like that, since you are a master in that, will you be willing to dedicate 1 hour for us for this program in case in the future if we do
100%.
such program?
I think that's not even a question to ask, right? Because
No,
when
but
we
still,
are
but still.
when,
No,
when we
the
are
thing is, there will be many entrepreneurs who will be listening to this, maybe more
right.
business people will try to promote over there. So that
Absolutely.
by looking into your speech, the quality of speech, what I'm hearing right from the beginning, you have a very good mastery over English. That's what I understand.
Thank you.
Great words, great words. That shows, the leaders. You are definitely a very good reader. That's what I understand. The words you are framing the sentences with is absolutely very top class, very good, which people would like to hear. And when you go to their level, and you said it right, to be into their level and then speak, they can understand it very easily.
Absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
true.
So I love to have such kind of sessions, and always feel free to reach out to me for any such kind of thing where you need and you feel that I'm the right fit to do justice. So I'm always available for that.
Perfect. Thank you very much for that. The other question is, I want you to help all the viewers over here to help with your social media handles, like your
Okay.
Facebook or LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you wish to, and also
Okay.
help them with your email address so they can connect with you related to maybe some women activities, related to NGOs, entrepreneurship, or something like that. So you can go
So
ahead and please.
so the easiest way to connect with me is on your Google search bar. Just type in my name. That is Sonesh, Sonesh Bharadwaj, Bhardwaj. And the very first link you'll find is of my profile is on LinkedIn, because that's
Awesome.
the very, very active profile I access on very frequent basis. So
Absolutely.
that's where you can connect to me always. You can always drop out me inbox message there if you're looking out for any corporate inquiries, if you're looking out for any mentoring session, workshops, keynote speeches, or any sort of, I would say, a motivational program which you want me to do it up for your corporate teams, or even for any of the social gatherings. So you can always reach out to me on my LinkedIn inbox. Secondly, my mail ID. That's, again, I'm going to repeat for all of you. It's Sonesh underscore 2006 at yahoo.co.in. So this is my mail ID, where you can always shoot a mail to me, and definitely somebody from my team or I personally will reply on that mail after going through whatever the necessary requirement is there.
Perfect. Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
Anything
third thing,
else?
yes, on
Mhm.
my Facebook, because once you Google me, you will get all my links there, my YouTube, my LinkedIn, my FB, my Women Economic Forum, every link is there. And probably there are a lot of platforms like Antwake and all this also, where you all can go and access my programs, my special talks, my pep talks, all everything is available. My videos are available on Google. So that's all free of cost. You all can access out any point of time whenever you feel it is adding value to all of you.
Perfect. Okay. And do you have a podcast, Sonesh?
Yes, my personally not, but yes, I have been covered on 2, 3 different podcasts. So probably those links are also available because those have been available on Savan and as well. 2, 3 more links, which I don't remember right now, but yes, it is also available in the Google itself. So you can access it out from there.
Perfect. Okay. And we would just recommend you to start your own podcast. You are such a great absolute speaker. I think people would love listening to you. Maybe it's only 5 minutes, but
Yes.
I have been drinking water for maybe last 20, 30 minutes. But the thing is, you were speaking continuously like, okay, like a Ferrari. It was absolutely great. Thank you very much for that. So again, for the viewers who are listening, whoever want to connect to Sonesh ji, you can connect through LinkedIn. You can just type, Sonesh Bharadwaj, Bhardwaj. Okay. And the second way you can connect is through our email address, that is Sonesh, SONESH _2006 @yahoo.co.in. So these are the two places you can easily access Sonesh ji, maybe for your some corporate program, motivational program, or maybe some mentoring or coaching session like that. And even for, women related issues, maybe some issue they are facing with their in-laws or something like that. You can approach to Sonesh ji, who can help you out in this and give you right advice, because she has been in this area for last 16 years and she has trained almost coached more than 10,000 people across the globe. So we would understand she is the right resource person for you, for all the viewers who are listening to us through podcast or maybe watching us through YouTube or through Facebook. Thank you very much. And the last question which I want to go before we go ahead, do you have any other questions? Sonesh ji, do you want to ask us any question, or Shilpi ji, before I go ahead with the final question? Yeah.
So I think good.
Fantastic. So I want you to just in 2 or 3 minutes, just share your experience which you had during our first summit, that is from 23rd April to 25th April. What was your takeaways and what did you find good in author rallies, which you can tell our viewers, so that more and more people start connecting with us as author, writer, script writer, bloggers, etc. So what is your 2 to 3 minutes of message to all our viewers towards author rally? Go ahead.
Great. So I think, first of all, my experience with that platform, right from 20, it was a 3 days summit. The good points which I liked about that particular summit it was a very well structured program, because see, conducting a program is not a big deal, but structuring a program, aligning all the I would say keynote speakers, and coordinating with everyone is the most important task. Because we all we are busy in our own way, honestly speaking, but the kind of approach, the kind of messaging, the kind of coordination I've seen from your core team was absolutely fantabulous. I would say that was amazing, something which I would love to tell everybody, that if you really conduct any program of any sort, please ensure that you have a proper structuring to it. Secondly, I really love the way how you have introduced the themes, because I think, especially when we are doing something related to writing, or we are just going to speak our views on very, very specific topics, I think you picked up the experts, or I would say the keynote experts for that particular theme was amazing, because grouping them into the right frame of mind is also a very, very important task, and especially when we are doing a summit. So that was again a very, very, I would say, excellent point you all guys have covered as a core team. Third thing, during the summit, I have realized there were a lot of capable and talented personalities available. Though their day was not on that day, but still they have joined. And I think that was amazing, because that shows that how people are keen interested to come and join on summit. See, there are a lot of things happening around the world. When people come and they take out some time to join your platform, it directly shows that you are providing some sort of quality work. So I think that's the reward. That's the way, indirect or direct way, when your audience comes. And I think especially we all being from training, mentoring, and coaching kind of platforms, for us, that's the biggest satisfaction to see coming from our audience. where you
Absolutely.
need not to speak out anything, but your works and your action speaks automatically. And that's called the right reward for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. So
Absolutely.
that was amazing. So for me overall, there was a lot of learning because I met a lot of great personalities. I have learned especially with Mr. Vineet Geraji, because he being absolutely fantastic in giving tips and sharing his views. I think he was amazing, though I have seen him in other platforms as well, because we keep on interacting. you know but the way always, it's blessing to hear from such kind of knowledgeable people, because they talk really, I would say, magical tips. They talk about magical words which eventually add a lot of value. So for me, there was a great learning platform. That is one. Secondly, as I'm a passionate writer, so for me, I think it is again a second brilliant point to connect on your platform, because I love to sync with like-minded people, and I found the community was so structured, and it is a galaxy of intellectual people. So there is a lot of learning, unlearning, because unlearning is also a very important concept in life,
Yes.
right? So I think there is a lot of learning and unlearning. When these two parallel things we run, I think we are growing in life. That's what all I found about your platform. The sync was very, very important. Third very crucial point which I want to mention, the way you have done your kind of award ceremony, the kind of certification being delivered by your team, though there was a slightly delay, but the kind of quality work you guys have done was again very, very commendable. Because I know quality work takes time, right? It's not about like in a span of just a minute or 5 minutes you do it. No. So I think these are the core things which make that whole summit a successful summit, and why people love to interact. And I always suggest people that wherever you find a quality people, quality treatment, quality learning, please join it without even thinking, because that's the way we all grow in life. So I think overall, my experience with your summit was amazing, amazing.
Thank you very much for that kind words. And the moment you were speaking, you're feeling, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we know that, yeah, there was a delay from our end because our person who was designing the certificates and everything, she was on leave. That girl was on
Right,
leave.
right.
And we had challenges connecting with her. So that was the only reason. Otherwise, we would never delay. If
I
it was
understand.
in our hand, like designing a poster or something, we would have done it like this. But
Correct,
regarding
correct.
certificates, the name and everything, that girl, she had a total list. And she was the only person who was coordinating on that. So we did
Coordinating.
not want to transfer that work to somebody else and
True.
then invest our time, energy into explaining everything to the another person. So
Very
that was a
true, very true.
challenge, and we will
No
take this as
problem.
a feedback and see that
Yes.
next time when we conduct a program, we see that at least within 2 weeks of time we get everybody with their whatever the awards, rewards, and certificates and everything. Thank
Right,
you very much.
right.
Yes. Now over to you,
Yes.
Shilpiji, to conclude. And it was a great session. Soneshji, we really loved it, and I too took a lot of points over here, like writing is a therapy and various other things. I've made a note of it, and I'll see that before we give this video for editing, I'll go over through it and take some slogans, especially your 3 or 4 slogans which I loved. I do not remember at this point, but yes, it did touch my heart. I made a note of it. I'll go through it and make a slogan or something like that, and we'll definitely put it in our Facebook post, right, Shilpiji?
Sure.
Absolutely. In fact,
Thank you.
from your slogans, we are going to make few reels also, which we are going to do it like from every podcast, because this is the way what we are trying to do is we are not only trying to highlight the podcast, but we want that each of our podcasts shall be remembered. They
True.
shall be
Very
remembered
true.
for what they have spoken and what they
Yes.
want to deliver. So we have decided that probably we would be creating reels from the few lines, which will be very valuable lines, and that would be shown again and again. So
Great.
either or the same thing, so that you can be remembered and people can remember those lines. That is by hearting.
Yes.
So yes, to conclude this, it was an amazing podcast wherein we learned a lot of things: how to take the criticism, how to handle dislikes of social media, how to take a step ahead, move ahead, how to start working out of your comfort zone, then how we can start exploring ourselves, thinking, aligning ourselves in the new way, then how we shall never make time as an excuse. We all have 24 hours and priority is what we have. This is what I keep repeating. I know my core team member will say, Shilpi is only happy because of this line, because I think this line I keep repeating 3 times a day. that this is all about priority. There is nothing about
Priorities.
time. And
True.
because I never let time become my constraint, so absolutely, I totally connect with you. Very true. So,
Yeah.
two announcements I have to conclude is one is we are giving every author an opportunity who have been associated with us to come on page as live. Okay, you can come on our page as live and you can talk about whatever learnings you want to share with the world. So we are giving this to every author. Second most important thing is we are coming up with our season 2 of this year on August 19, 20, and 21st. So definitely you are one of our esteemed guests over there. Definitely registrations will be a formality, but then you are there on August 19, 20, 21st to keep yourself unblocked and blocked with Author Sally for that day.
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
It's always my pleasure.
Yeah, I would like you to make a note of these dates. That is
Yes.
19 is Krishna Janmashtami. It's also a humanitarian day.
19th of July.
August.
August.
Oh, okay. August.
August.
19th,
Fridays, 19, 20, and 21st. So it's
21st,
going to be Friday, Saturday,
and Sunday.
So
Perfect.
looking at onto your calendar and the time schedule, you can just check which day
Yes.
would be convenient to you.
Yes.
Accordingly, you can please come and join with us. And
Yes.
also maybe if you can have one or two is being said, right? Each one teach one.
Yes.
So if you're joining and if you can get at least one more person, one more good resource person who will
Yes.
be a great asset to us in the future, you can do that.
Sure.
That would be
Because
really great.
I always keep sharing whatever the post I have so that people in the circle can connect, because what happened, everyone have their own schedule. But yes, I keep circulating so that if somebody is having a free slot or they really wanted to be on program, they definitely come and ask for the link, and that's how I keep sharing with them. So yes,
Okay.
definitely that's I'm going to do it. But if
Yes.
anybody I found also with whom I can just plug in into the entire system, definitely I love to do it.
Yes. And one more request. Yeah, Shilpiji, go ahead, please. Sorry.
I think that will be a pleasure. That is it. Only. Go ahead, Pradeep.
Yeah, and one more, if possible, if you are, you love creating videos, maybe 2 or just 3 minutes videos about this session, how this session was, about this podcast which you are doing, recording. If you can just create and put it in your social media, maybe in YouTube or Facebook or Insta, wherever it is, as a reel story or whatever it is, that would be great. That you had a podcast session with
Yes.
with our core team members, Dr. Anjali ji, Shilpi Upadhyay ji, and myself. So that would be really great into the world. Okay.
Yes, yes. I'll definitely love to create it up. So
yeah, maybe in a week or 2 weeks, whenever
yes,
you are
yes,
comfortable.
yes. Perfect,
No
perfect.
such hard rule. Okay, that would
I'll
be amazing.
definitely.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Shilpi ji,
so
anything
time
before we
is
conclude?
back. So before we end our second podcast of the series, I would like to say we have a beautiful girl here with engineering mind and who loves to do tits and bits to just jumble up everything and unjumble everything. That is
So
what makes a life beautiful.
I think I call myself right from an electronics engineer to a life engineer. That's how the whole connect is.
So we met today an electronics engineer to life engineer. Thank you for giving us this new line. And this was an amazing podcast. I hope all the viewers have got lots and lots of learnings. And we will again be back with the third series of our podcast with some new intellectual person. Till then, just cherish these lines of learnings from our engineer, Sonesh Bharadwaj. Okay, so see you
Thank
all.
you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Sonesh ji.
Thank you very much, Pradeep ji. Thank you very much, Shilpi ji, for I didn't realize that we are done with 1 hour. I still feel that we have just started. I think it's amazing.
No, it's more than around, I think, 1 hour, 15 minutes or so.
True, true. I thoroughly enjoyed, and it was
Yes.
so energetic. So really, really thankful. And it's always my pleasure to be with your entire core energetic team. And thanks again to Author Sally platform for conducting such a wonderful sessions. Keep doing. You all are doing a fantastic job. Keep doing and keep inspiring people. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that's what I'm trying to repeat it again. Your voice is great, which is filled of a lot of enthusiasm and energy. I think a person sleeping in ICU, I think he should get up the moment listening to your words. He should get up and start walking.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very much. Yeah, keep up the good work. People need motivation more than physical things and everything. They need mental and emotional support. That's what I would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Overall,
so
a great
much.
podcast, and we value your time. Thank you very much, Sonesh ji. See you
Thank you
soon.
so
Okay?
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.